Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. The future outlook of the XRP ledger. David Schwartz was recently at the Apex Summit in the Netherlands. Riz.xrp here bringing us a quick soundbite, about 35 seconds. Ripple obviously has reason to celebrate. XRP is not a security.
After a nearly 3-year battle with the SEC, and the worst Christmas ever, the federal court in the United States has ruled that as a matter of law, XRP in and of itself is not a security. Yeah, that one, you can applaud all you want for that one. Other than Bitcoin, XRP is now the only digital asset with regulatory clarity in the United States. Yeah, I'd applaud for that one too.
So guys, it's not just the XRP community that's getting really excited. David Schwartz has even said XRP is the only cryptocurrency in the United States with regulatory clarity. What is this going to mean for the next crypto bull run? Well, I don't know if you guys know, but the crypto market, crypto trading in the US is the highest. So the US sees the highest volume for crypto trading when bull runs do occur. So we got to think to ourselves, XRP didn't get up to all-time high during the last bull run. Well, it was because Americans really didn't have an avenue on and off ramps to trade XRP specifically. But now that XRP's got legal clarity, that is going to change, and hopefully what's going to happen is that we blow the old all-time high out of the water, $3 and change. That is going to be a distant memory this time around. So yeah, for my patrons, I'm opening up my XRP portfolio too. And I'm going to be showing my patrons where my exit points are going to be for XRP, but not just XRP, all my cryptocurrencies, every single crypto that I hold. So that includes the $10,000 plus portfolio that I initially decided to share with my patrons. So guys, if that is something you're interested in, it is only $5 a month. I've kept it affordable on purpose. I want you guys to be able to follow me through these trading days. I'm going to be posting my strategies eventually. And who knows, some of these coins, we might see them rally very high very soon. So got to keep on our toes. We might have to make some quick moves. So again, another reason why I've kept it at $5 a month. So you guys will get the updates when I decide to make these trades. And they could happen today, they can happen tomorrow, a month from now, a year from now. I don't know yet. Nobody knows what the crypto market will hold. So patreon.com/workingmoneychannel if that is something you guys are interested in. Now, David Schwartz also gave us some updates. What's happening on the XRP ledger? Dark Horse posted this. David talks about what's coming up on the XRP ledger. I listened to this live. Wasn't sure if I heard it correctly. He was under the impression that Ripple didn't want hooks or didn't see any value in the hooks XRP project. I'm not entirely sure about that. Here's the clip of David Schwartz at Apex.
So a couple of near-term call-outs. Talk about a little bit what's coming up ahead. Most of the things are things that I've already talked about. The AMM activation on mainnet, we hope, is coming up. We're excited about the EVM sidechain going live, hooks, and of course, more stability, security, and cost improvements. That's going to keep happening.
So just to summarize, the Ripple XN community creating, and we've heard a lot of news about the AMM activation, EVM sidechains, hooks, and then, of course, stability, security, and cost improvements for the XRP ledger. The decentralizing force is also very important for the XRPL. This coming from RippleX on Twitter. The XRPL is public, open source, and everybody knows what every transaction does. The decentralizing force is all of you, the XRP community. Listen to this.
Back at the time, most people thought that proof of work was sort of the secret sauce that made Bitcoin. The idea at the time was that anybody could mine and that would be a great decentralizing force. And I think we know now that mining has become very consolidated. The decentralizing force is all of you. The decentralizing force is the community. The decentralizing force is that the ledger is public, is that it's open source, that all the transactions are public, that everybody knows what every transaction does.
So in case you guys forgot, or for any of those XRP haters out there, yeah, the XRPL is still decentralized, whether you like it or not. And the other thing David Schwartz was mentioning is that the tides are turning with regards to U.S. regulatory clarity. This coming from Ian Binns on Twitter. Ripple CTO says the tides are turning in the U.S. and that the U.S. legal system is looking more skeptically at the SEC. A court ruling that cleared Ripple's XRP token of being considered a security offering might signal a turn in the tide against regulatory scrutiny in the U.S. Now, if you guys didn't catch the video I did this morning, I talked a little bit about Caroline Pham, a commissioner commissioner at the CFTC, and her new proposal for crypto regulation in the US. I'll link that video up here if you guys didn't catch it. Speaking exclusively to Cointelegraph during the company's annual Apex Developer Conference in Amsterdam, Ripple Chief Technology Officer David Schwartz weighed in on the potential precedent set by the federal judge ruling that XRP was not a security. So we know about all that. He said, though, down here, Schwartz said that the tide was perhaps turning in the United States, where crypto ecosystem participants began considering relocating to different jurisdictions in order to continue operating away from a cloud of regulatory uncertainty. Here's the quote from David. "I feel bad that I have to tell people that the United States is probably not where they want to be, but the tide is turning. You know, the ruling in our suit that basically said that XRP is not inherently a security, that is huge." Schwartz said that the wider industry was now feeling the scrutiny that Ripple had first endured in the SEC in 2020. So this is the other thing, guys, as XRP holders, we have that monkey off our back. We do not have to worry as much as, so many of these other coin holders, especially these people that are highly leveraged into whatever coin, Solana or AVAX or Algorand or whatever it is, whatever coin could be on the chopping block next. Now that we're, free and clear, we just have to wait for that pump. We just have to remember the regulatory framework is clear for XRP holders. Since the United States is the #1 crypto trading country in the world, think of the volume that's going to go through XRP this time around. Now we've got the on and off ramps. All the exchanges have now relisted XRP. So things are going to change. I can feel it. If you guys know where that's from, put it down in the comments. David Schwartz also said the SEC, they can apply these very same arguments to whatever cryptocurrency you like or whatever business you like. Fortunately, people understand that argument a lot better now that they've seen the SEC go after Coinbase and others and some of the things they've done. So the SEC clearly losing credibility. So much so that even LBRY now has filed a notice of appeal, guys. This one from James K. Filan on Twitter, just posting the notice of appeal here. Defendant LBRY Inc. Now appeals the U.S. Court of Appeals for the First Circuit. This court's final judgment entered on July the 11th, 2023. So that's big news too. Some lawyers in the XRP community are also standing with LBRY in this federal court ruling appeal. This one coming from Michael Branch on Twitter. So blockchain-based file sharing and payments company LBRY has received widespread support after it announced its intention to appeal the SEC's verdict. Bill Morgan did come out, as you guys know. He's a crypto lawyer in the XRP community. He said he expressed his unwavering support for LBRY. In his tweet, he urged LBRY not to give up, assuring them that the crypto community, especially LBC token holders, stood firmly by their side. He further added that he had always believed the initial judgment was unjust. LBRY also received support from John Deaton and his crypto firm, Crypto Law. So here is the Bill Morgan tweet, and here's the story. Basically, they're planning to pick up the fight against the U.S. regulator again after losing their battle in November. So it was a few months ago now, but the blockchain-based sharing company and payments network LBRY appears to be reversing course on an earlier decision to wind down, deciding instead to fight a federal judge ruling in July that sided with the SEC. On September the 7th, LBRY filed a notice of appeal to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the First Circuit, seeking to appeal the final judgment entered on July the 11th that ordered LBRY to pay a civil penalty and barred it from participating in unregistered offerings of crypto asset securities in the future. And so, guys, here's the tweet from LBRY. LBRY has filed a notice of appeal against the SEC. And this is from, I'm thinking this is from, something like Grand Theft Auto. Here we go again. It's going to be very, very interesting. I think, now that we're seeing the crypto space shape up in a very different way, as David Schwartz has said, XRP is the first cryptocurrency with clarity. That might not be the case come 2024 or 2025. We might see a handful of cryptos with clarity. And guys, this is why diversifying in this bull run is the way I'm going to roll this time around. Just saying. Gonna keep moving though. On top of which, Bill Morgan did also say someone in the broader crypto world must be funding this appeal. So that's some other, that's a suspicion that he has, but another, thing that people are speculating on right now. Apparently LBRY went bankrupt. They lost all their, they weren't a big company to begin with. And so, to fund this case against the SEC really kind of took the wind out of their sails and depleted the coffers. So who is funding this if somebody is in fact funding this? And there's a lot of VC, funders in Silicon Valley and wherever that could in fact, I would not put it past some big VC funder to decide, no, this is unfair, this is unjust. We want to see the SEC taken down, so we are going to fund LBRY's case. He was retweeting at Moon Lambo's tweet here. Does this mean the LBRY business entity is no longer winding down operations? And then Moon Lambo also responded here, yeah, the money has to come from somewhere. It has been verified through legal proceedings that LBRY was insolvent when the final judgment came down. I wonder who provided funding then. Very, very interesting question. I guess we will have to see if something does come up with regards to that. So wanted to thank Bill Morgan and Moon Lambo, of course, LBRY and Michael Branch here for posting these articles, giving us some context to what is happening. Ashley Prosper here also posting this. Okay, so tomorrow, which is today, she posted this yesterday. So today, the SEC will file its reply to Ripple's opposition to its motion for certification of interlocutory appeal. Then it's over to Judge Torres for a decision. It shouldn't take her long to decide. Now, she's keeping her fingers crossed here, and me too. I'm keeping my fingers crossed here. I'm actually literally crossing my fingers. Hopefully, it won't take long to decide. In my opinion, the motion is denied, she says. However, if it is granted, I believe it will only be in part. Granted as to the certification of appeal, denied as to the stay of proceedings. The SEC would then have 10 days to file its appeal to the Court of Appeals. I believe it would be denied, of course. Ripple and the SEC could surprise us with an out-of-the-blue sky settlement that would definitely have XRP Productions and Brad Garlinghouse doing jello shots at the proper party on September the 29th. By the way, more tickets are available for that party, and for you guys who may thought you missed out, they are available, so I guess just check Ripple's Twitter handle for details on that. So yeah, still waiting on Ripple's response to this. Wheezy down here asking, do you think this is the SEC's sort of last Hail Mary attempt at anything before sitting down for a settlement? And Ashley Prosper responding, in my opinion, they've already sat down for a settlement. It's now about leveraging negotiations. So still not over, guys, even though XRP is free and clear. And I have a feeling money is going to be flowing in to that particular cryptocurrency this time around. Again, just look at the optics. Everybody else is very, very apprehensive to say anything, to make any moves. Even these big companies, they are not approaching cryptocurrencies with the same confidence that, maybe they had been in a few years ago, right? During the last bull run or even prior to that. But XRP's got the clarity, guys. So that is something that we can feel confident about as XRP holders. The other thing I wanted to bring to you guys was this. A sit-down conference here over Zoom with Quant CEO Gilbert Verdian and XRP Vice President of Central Bank Engagements James Wallace. Now, they talk about interoperability and how they will both play a fundamental role in transforming finance. So we've got Quant and Ripple. I know some of you guys are Quant fans. I don't talk too much about that cryptocurrency on this channel, but it is a project that I am paying attention to, that I am following. And so I wanted to give you guys some insight on what these two gentlemen here are saying about the industry. Listen to this.
I think it's a very good question and a topical one, because it's one of the areas that needs looking at and solving today, so it's ready for tomorrow, because interoperability is one of the key components of mainstream use, and it is quite broad. So I think the first thing is, the global financial system works. We're not here to turn it off and start again. I think one of the things we need to consider is interoperating and integrating the existing financial systems and the RTGS systems, settlement systems, banking systems that we have in place to be able to work with DLT and blockchain type of payment systems. So the first thing is, let's extend the capabilities of our existing financial system to be able to talk decentralization, blockchain, and DLT to have better use cases and help with that evolution of money. The other consideration we need to look at is, if we're going to do that, and especially with the wholesale versus retail scenario, security is quite important, because national payment systems are deemed national critical infrastructure. I mean, they're critical to running economies. If they collapse, we have huge impact to countries. So what we do today in payment systems need to also evolve to help with digital assets, CBDCs, and DLT types of payment systems as well. And then finally, when we're creating a digital asset as a CBDC, with every other technology before us, we haven't all used the same version as everyone else. Everyone needs flexibility. Everyone needs an agnostic approach to it. And so we need to allow participants to the interbank network, which is usually going to be the wholesale interbank network, to bring their own DLT, which are the commercial banks, and for them to run digital assets in terms of wholesale or retail CBDCs that can work across the different types of technology stacks, but also across the different types of borders as well. So doing all of this is is quite complex, and a good way to go ahead as an industry is to create standards and follow that and work together. I think there's a great and enormous opportunity to transform the financial system. It doesn't come often; it's every 30 years or so, and having standards-based approach is kind of a right way to allow everyone to bring the best of their expertise around governance, legal, cybersecurity, technology, etc. So we can all have standards that can actually work for the technology that we're building together.
So guys, it's all about the standards, according to Gilbert Verdian. Not one blockchain will rule them all. Everything needs to be interoperable. He says, we're not tearing down the old financial system. We're just kind of adding to it. And, every 30 years, I think it's more like 50 plus years, there is a revamp to the financial system. And so the technology is playing a pivotal role in this. And, the Quant CEO giving his 2 cents on that. James Wallace also responds to this question. Interoperability in the age of digital finance, as you guys know, not one token will rule them all. So here's what James Wallace had to say about this.
Yeah, thanks, Jenna. Yeah, I think interoperability as a term is sort of very widely used, and there's different sort of definitions. So, to my mind, there's sort of 3 pieces to it. There's the technical interoperability. There's the as Gilbert mentioned, the integration with the old world, I'll call it, right, with the existing payment schemes, the standards, and then there's the policy, the rules of the road, interoperability, between different jurisdictions. As it comes to cross-border, one of the things that we're working on and have implemented is running live is using a cryptocurrency as a bridge currency. Right, so you can, on our RippleNet solution, you can start off with fiat in one country and then send to another country using in this case XRP, but it could be a stable coin or any other digital asset from one place to another, basically instantaneously and at low cost. So it is somewhat of a technical integration. I think there's a lot more work that's going on across the industry, and we're really happy to collaborate with other companies on this around trying to get to some form of standards on interoperability. I think that'll definitely need to come in the end. In the meantime, there's a lot of lessons to be learned from the crypto world, right? There are people making massive transactions all the time, all around the world, using that technology. There's obviously a whole regulatory angle in there as well. And so one of the things that we typically work very closely with central banks and regulators on the implementations in those particular countries.
So the interoperability, using XRP as that example, as a bridge currency. And, he says you can use a stable coin, you can use anything really as a bridge currency, considering what we're hearing now, coming from BRICS nations as just one example, or, the fact that, these organizations want to reframe finance and kind of look at finance differently than we had before. There's a lot more infighting now. There's a lot more resistance to use a US dollar-backed currency, whether I think even whether if it's a stable coin or the US dollar specifically. There's a lot more pushback. A lot of these countries are looking into their own version of a central bank digital currency. The BRICS nations, for example, looking to create something that might be backed by gold. Also, there's been murmurings that they could, now use their own currencies through DLT technology and leverage a bridge currency for this purpose. David Schwartz has even gone on the record saying, there could be 2 world reserve currencies, and XRP could in fact be one of them. Well, it is all very interesting conjecture, I gotta say. First, I wanted to thank constructiontrader.eth on Twitter for posting that, but I also wanted to bring this up, guys, because when we hear clips like this, as we're speculating, we do have to remember the facts. This one coming from Fojack here, and even if you just do a quick Google search, not even mentioning XRP, he did a Google search for the world's bridge currency. Guys, this is what you get. XRP, Ripple's digital currency. XRP acts as a bridge currency to other currencies. It does not discriminate between any fiat or cryptocurrency, which makes it easy for any currency to be exchanged for another currency. And so, if I were to even just put the world's bridge currency here into Google, and I were to just click return, here we have it, guys. XRP comes up as the world's bridge currency. I didn't even mention crypto in here. I didn't even mention Ripple or the term XRP. This is Google telling us XRP is in fact a bridge currency that bridges other currencies. And according to them, it looks like it is going to be the world's bridge currency. So, I mean, when guys like James Wallace here use XRP as an example, I think there is something deeper there. I think these guys know what the standard's going to be. XRP all the way, but that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.